the 100 coffees per year doesn't include the rates increase to businesses this year, along with the increases in water rates for buildings that are earthquake risks, the increases in insurance, compliance fees. And the business feedback that I've had from my member businesses is that their revenue at this stage has been relatively static over the last couple of years. So you're also asking businesses to produce an extra $500, a capped $500 rate, in addition to what they're already making, which is fairly static. So they've got to produce more money just to break even, essentially. The reason Franklin is different is because we lack the population and the foot traffic to actually support fees of this nature. 50% of the Franklin district actually commute out of the area for work. And given that the Auckland plan talked about being business friendly, I would think that this would be seen as a positive step. Outdoor dining increases vibrancy in town centres. And I would argue whether the cost of implementation versus the recovery of costs, particularly in the Franklin district, actually makes it worth implementing for the sake of the odd $500 here and there. You've just discussed a budget of $360,000 for homeless people, which was referred to as small in the scope of the budget. So I would think that this would be a sign of good faith from the council to stop this fee for businesses in Franklin, because I would understand that the fees recovered from Franklin businesses wouldn't add much to the coffers of your budget anyway. Thank you.
And Rodney, of course, you meant to say, and Rodney.
Right, that's good, because we'll not be forgetting Rodney.
No.
Okay, Steve, you've got something to add?
Just Chair, I just wanted to add that you will see advice and operational decisions coming from the organisation that does look to act differently in the regional extremities of Auckland, because it is different. And that's obviously Gulf Islands, North Rodney and Franklin in the south. And there is absolutely, you can see the tiers, they're very visible. And we are starting to think about how to tailor our activities in the regional, in the geographic extremities of the region, because the one size fits all does not work.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything further you want to add, Bill?
Just to back up what Kendall said, and it was only as a temporary measure, and bearing in mind what Stephen said, it probably preloads that discussion and work anyway. And this is just a sign of the fact that this city and this governing body does understand that we are a very varied place, and there are places that need some different set of rules and some assistance, and that we do have a heart, as was exhibited in the resolution previous to this one. So I would really ask that people think hard and give some support to our struggling businesses in some of our smaller areas, sir. I think it is well worth the time and the little expense on an annual basis, which I understand is somewhere around 30k. 20k.
Right. Okay, I just want to go to Councillor Penny W first.
Yes, well, thank you very much, Mr Chair, and thank you to Bill for supporting, and thank you, Kendall, for coming in. I mean, this is about the vibrancy of our smaller areas, and, you know, I can tell you that it's not about revenue, it's about vitality, it's about our towns looking and feeling great. What will happen if we didn't do this is that they just move inside. So, you know, areas around our small towns that now many times of the year you can sit outside, believe it or not, it actually is sunny in the middle of July. They'll just all go inside, and it's sort of like dead, and we been there years and years ago. And as Bill said, you know, we've been to Kohimaramara and places like that, and we've seen the alfresco dining, and we want that for ourselves.
Sophistication.
The sophistication, as Councillor Brewer is saying. So really, please, I'm just asking you to support this.
Very good.
I said begging you.
Right, got Councillor Christie.
So I really need to hear from our staff, Andrew and Max,
So the 360 licence fee applies. Councillor Cashmore's amendment proposes the 360 licence fee applies. So if you want to use outside space, that's the minimum, and that will be paid. But the meter rate is not. And sorry.
So the meter rate would apply, but in 3 years' time.
Yeah, in 3 years' time. So in the interim, in those in the interim years, what is the net impact to our overall budget?
So the net impact of A and B was we'd lose about 20,000 in revenue for the next couple of years, and then 12,000 ongoing against what we budgeted by moving a REWA to Tier 3. So it's not a lot of money.
Okay. I had some concern about this yesterday. I thank Councillor Cashmore for looking at this further. I know dining in Pukekohe as well, and took my dear mum out to Pukekohe just a month or so ago and perched myself on a seat in the sun at the railway end where the restaurants are, and the only reason we sat there was because it was outside. The inside was not inviting, and I just remind people that I'm grateful that we're not walking away entirely as we looked like we were walking away from the revenue yesterday, and I know that Councillor Cashmore would be the first to remind us of the phenomenal growth that's happening in Franklin, and I'm sure that will be going through the tills. That'll be going through the tills of the main street of Pukekohe. And one thing I also noticed in Pukekohe is the almost nil vacancy rate on the main street. That's right. It's pretty damn successful down there. And hear you, Kendall, but I'll tell you what, we need to have our public domain paid for by businesses. They've got to pay their fair share. So happy to see you, and I will support this amendment.
Okay. Anything else, councillors? Very good. Then I'll move that. All those in favour say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Against? Pragmatic minds. Amazing what you can achieve. Well done. Kendall, thank you very much.
Chair, can I just confirm that you've just moved the audio one,
Yeah.
but there was another one that,
There's a substantive.
yep, so that's the substantive
Covered in
one.
the same thing.
Okay.
It's,
But
we've
is it
got
the
to put the
substantive?
whole substantive.
Mr Mayor,
I thought that he put an amendment up yesterday.
No, that amendment
this
wasn't,
is the one
it wasn't passed. We actually
Tabled
lay
it.
it on the floor. This has replaced that amendment, that proposal rather.
Mr Mayor, Councillor Cashmore has also got a Meadowbank Community Centre amendment to put up,
Do they have
and I'm prepared to second that.
I want to propose.
Okay, that's very good. I'm sure he'll do that after lunch. Councillor Cashmore, you could be putting up a lot of amendments after lunch.
I'm like a busy boy, yeah.
Okay, look, let's just...
Voting on this one?
Right, we're going to vote on that. So this is a substantive motion. Mover, I'll move it. Seconder, please.
What is it?
Councillor Cal. Just look.
Councillor Webster wanted to do
It is-
Councillor Webster.
it. Councillor Webster.
So we'll move the substantive motion. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Those against, passed. Right, I think we'll call it a break for lunchtime, and we will be back here at 2:15. So I want to give you a reasonable break.
You mean 2:15?
What is the time? I can't see it.
10 to 1.
Oh, right. That'll be a great lunch. Okay, so it'll be 1:15. 1:30. 1:30. 1:30. Back here, 1:30.
Press release.